Last night you slept, the night before that you slept, every night of your life you have lost consciousness for a third of it. You have never questioned this, you have never had a choice. But what if you did not? What if starting tonight you simply never slept again, not tired, not groggy, just awake, permanently? What would actually happen to you? You have been awake for however many hours since you last slept, you are already partway into this story. Most people assume sleep deprivation would just make you tired, increasingly tired, until eventually you would fall asleep anyway. That is not what the science shows. The science shows something far stranger and far more terrifying. In 1959, radio DJ Peter Tripp stayed awake 201 hours as a publicity stunt and developed psychosis by day 3. In 1964, a 17-year-old named Randy Gardner stayed awake for 11 days monitored by William Dement at Stanford. By day 2 his eyes could no longer focus properly. By day 3 he had mood swings so severe he could go from laughing to furious in under a minute. By day 4 he began hallucinating. He believed he was a famous football player. He would begin a sentence and forget what he was saying before he reached the end of it. This was only day 4, he had 7 more days to go. Randy Gardner survived. He slept for 14 hours after the experiment and recovered. Researchers believe Randy Gardner survived partly through microsleeps, tiny bursts of sleep lasting seconds his brain stole when it could. To understand what would happen if sleep became permanently impossible, we need to understand what sleep actually does. Sleep is not rest. Your brain during sleep is not less active. In many phases it is more active. In 2013, researcher Macon Nedergaard discovered the glymphatic system, a cleaning crew that only operates during sleep. It flushes toxic waste including amyloid beta, the protein that accumulates in Alzheimer's patients. Every night your brain cleans itself. Every night you do not sleep, the waste builds up. This is why you feel foggy after a bad night. Your brain did not run its cleaning cycle. You are thinking through yesterday's garbage. There is a real disease in which people lose the ability to sleep. It is called fatal familial insomnia. It is caused by a prion that destroys the thalamus, the part of the brain that regulates sleep. In 1984, an Italian man began sweating profusely and could not sleep, entering permanent sleeplessness within months. He hallucinated constantly, his temperature became unstable, his nervous system began to fail. He died approximately 9 months after the first symptoms appeared. Fewer than 60 families worldwide carry the gene. No cure, everyone who develops it dies. The name fatal familial insomnia communicated exactly what it was. Scientists did not struggle to find one. Researchers at the University of Chicago in 1989 deprived rats of all sleep. The rats died within 2 to 3 weeks, immune systems collapsed, sores that would not heal. The rats were not dying of tiredness, they were dying of system failure. One theory is oxidative stress, reactive molecules that damage cells and accumulate until they overwhelm the body. In the first 24 hours, your cognitive performance would be equivalent to being legally drunk. You would not feel as impaired as you are. It degrades your ability to assess your own degradation. By 72 hours you would be hallucinating, seeing and hearing things that are not there. By 11 days you would be where Randy Gardner was, except in this scenario there is no afterward. Guinness World Records stopped recognizing sleep deprivation records in 1997, considering them too dangerous to encourage. We still do not fully understand why sleep deprivation kills. It remains one of the great open questions. Every animal studied sleeps or does something equivalent. Jellyfish sleep, fruit flies sleep. Even creatures with no centralized brain show sleep states. Why removing sleep is fatal remains unknown. Sleep is not a passive state. Every night your brain runs processes that cannot run while awake. It consolidates memories, clears waste, repairs tissue, regulates hormones, rebuilds immunity, processes emotions. Evolution made every animal vulnerable during sleep because whatever sleep does outweighs the risk of predation. Some researchers believe REM sleep evolved to simulate threats safely. Your dreams may be the brain running safe threat drills. What would happen if you never slept again? You would lose your mind before you lost your life. You would lose your life far sooner than anyone who has never studied sleep would believe. The question is, what is already happening to you on the nights you do not sleep enough? The average person today sleeps less than their grandparents. We are running a civilizational sleep debt nobody agreed to. The answer is more than you think, and worse than you know. Subscribe, next time we are going somewhere just as interesting.